Will Texas exit the United States and join BRICS? Awake in 3D. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Could Texas and BRICS create a gold-backed financial future beyond the fiat currency system? If Texas were to secede, an intriguing possibility is that it might only accept gold-backed dollars for cross-border trade, rejecting fiat currency, including the US dollar, entirely. This stance could align Texas with the BRICS alliance, which is currently developing a new gold-backed common trade currency and sovereign financial system. Joining the BRICS alliance could bolster Texas's economic independence and offer a robust alternative to traditional financial systems dominated by fiat currencies. This potential alignment with BRICS nations would significantly impact global geopolitics and economics, positioning Texas as a key player in a shifting international monetary landscape. Texas GOP's call for a secession vote and state sovereignty. Historical context of Texas's independence movement. Key arguments and criticisms of the Texit movement. Economic and political implications of potential secession. The Texas Republican Party's recent convention has reignited discussions about the state's potential secession from the United States. With the adoption of platform planks advocating for a secession referendum and stronger resistance to federal overreach, the question of Texas's independence is gaining renewed attention. Texas GOP advocates for state sovereignty. At the 2024 Republican Party of Texas convention in San Antonio, the party adopted two significant platform planks. The first asserts that the federal government has overstepped its bounds, infringing on powers reserved to the states. It calls for the Texas government to oppose, refuse, and nullify unwarranted federal laws, affirming Texas's right to secede. The second plank directs the Texas legislature to schedule a secession referendum for the next general election. This historic vote at the 2024 Republican Party of Texas convention represents a substantial shift towards enhancing state sovereignty and exploring the potential for Texas to operate as an independent nation, stated the Texas Nationalist Movement, TNM. Historical context of Texas's independence movement. The location of the convention, San Antonio, holds historical significance as the site of the Alamo, a key chapter in Texas's fight for independence from Mexico. The 1836 Battle of the Alamo, though a setback, played a crucial role in Texas becoming a self-governing republic. From 1836 to 1845, Texas was an independent nation before joining the United States. The first plank of the new platform cites Article 1, Section 1, of the Texas Constitution, claiming federal government actions have impaired Texas's right to local self-government. It calls for a referendum on secession and the passing of the Texas Sovereignty Act. Arguments and criticisms of the Texit movement. Supporters of the Texit movement argue that secession would protect Texas's rights against federal overreach. They believe that greater autonomy would allow Texas to better manage its resources and address its residents' needs without federal interference. The Texas Nationalist Movement's Nate Smith defended the platform at the convention, countering claims of treason and emphasizing the right to self-determination. Critics, however, argue that secession is unconstitutional and impractical. They point to the Pledge of Allegiance's reference to "one nation, indivisible," as evidence against the legitimacy of secession. Brian McGlinchey, in making a case against the pledge, argues that the concept of indivisibility contradicts the foundational human right to political divisibility, as demonstrated by the United States' own secession from the British Empire. Economic and political implications. Texas's potential secession poses significant economic and political implications. As the largest oil producer in the United States, Texas accounts for 42% of American production, with extensive agriculture, deep water ports, and a burgeoning high-tech industry. These resources position Texas well for economic independence. The recent decision by BlackRock, Citadel Securities, and other investors to back the Texas Stock Exchange further underscores the state's economic potential. Rising dissatisfaction with federal regulations and compliance costs has fueled this move, highlighting Texas's attractiveness as an independent economic entity. The Texas GOP's call for a secession vote and increased state sovereignty marks a significant shift in the state's political landscape. While the Texit movement faces substantial legal and practical challenges, its growing support reflects a deepening desire for autonomy and local governance. As Texans continue to explore the growing desire for sovereign independence, the question of whether it will actually secede from the United States remains open, with significant implications that could reshape the state's future and its relationship within the global financial and geopolitical landscape. Listen to the full version on the official DinarReport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.